Yo, y'all know what time it is, man. We in the building. Yo, babe, let them know where we at, man. Let them know what this is. You heard?
So I'm told we're in the building.
You heard? Yo, I ain't gonna front. We in
Just
the building,
stop.
man. No funny shit. Let them know what this is.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you. It seems that we're in the building.
Feel me? We in the building, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna get it popping. We're gonna do what we gotta do. This is the For Infinity podcast.
Believe that.
Feel me?
Oh my God.
And we in the building. My name is Bryan, aka Walking Saint.
It's your boy.
And I'm joined by
Sadria.
Sadria, aka Sage, aka Sushi for Dinner. Cause anytime this girl asks me what she want to eat, it's always sushi, son.
That's not true.
That's 100% factual.
I haven't had sushi in like 3 months.
All right, but you know damn well if you
I'm
would
on a hiatus.
if you would have asked me right now, yo, babe, let's order dinner, and I was to be like, all right, bet, and you would like pick 3 choices.
Sushi's in the 3 choices.
Sushi is in the 3 choices, and then when we try to narrow it down further, sushi's gonna win.
It doesn't always have to.
Most of the time. Ladies and gentlemen, Sadria, a.k.a. Sushi for Dinner's in the building. You heard? Feel me? Feel me?
Oh no.
So this is the For Infinity podcast. This is going to be our podcast where we try to speak upon subjects of relationships. We try to answer questions that I might have, questions that, Sadra might have. And we're also going to be listening to the people. So, moving forward, please, if you enjoy this and you want to be part of the experience, definitely DM us. Email us, like whatever you got to do, get in contact with us at For Infinity Pod via Instagram or Twitter. You can send us questions, scenarios, give us topics to talk about, anything that you want covered. Yeah, this is gonna be like a dope experience, I feel like, for me and you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna definitely help with the communication in our relationship. I feel we'll be able to talk about things that, like we might not necessarily be going through, but we'll get to have those shoes on without necessarily wearing it. You know what I mean? Like, we'll get to try it, and I get to see where your mind is at about certain things, where you'll get to see where my mind is at about certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sounds good.
that's valid.
It's valid.
That's valid, she says. So please, go ahead and hit us up. Like, definitely hit us up. Let's try to make this as hands-on as possible. And yeah, let's get it rocking. You feel me? We in the building, man. Stop playing with me. So I'll let you go ahead and take the reins.
Okay.
What you want to talk about?
First off, though, we're going to have to talk about changing that little thing you just did there. It
Which
sounds
one?
like hounding dogs. Maybe? Oh, growling dog. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's DMX, fam.
I'm sure he's
You
wonderful.
feel me?
Yes.
Come on, son. You not fucking with DMX?
I like him, but I would prefer not to have hounding dogs after my name or before.
I bet. So we're going to do it after my name. Once again, my name is Bryan, a.k.a. Walking Saint. We in the building. Feel me? All right, anyway, so what do you want to talk about?
I guess we could talk about dates. A
Okay.
first date. We could talk about, how we feel about who should pay on a first date, whether it would be the man or the woman,
Yeah.
and why you think that person should or shouldn't pay.
All right. I'm going to let you set it off. I'm going to let you, put your best foot forward. You came in here dumb prepared. You came in here with, a whole 5-paragraph essay. Like, you just did a college report on this subject. So I'm
First,
super curious as to how you coming.
it's it's just an outline of things I want to remember,
Yeah.
but okay.
All right.
Okay, so I think the man should always pay on a first
What?
date.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This is disrespectful.
Nah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so reasons why I guess would be it really a depends on who invited who, I
Yeah.
think,
Okay. Oh, okay. That's interesting. It's a good way to look at it.
but mainly still the
Elaborate.
man.
Elaborate. Like what you mean?
Like who made the first move? Was I the one that said, oh, we should go grab, etc. We should go to dinner. We should do this or whatever. Then it's kind of like me inviting you, me
Mm,
showing the interest in you. Or it could be you saying, "Oh, do you want to go grab lunch or do you want to go grab dinner or watch a movie?" Then it's kind of like you showing the interest in me.
yeah.
So it's kind of like who invited who? Did you invite me? So why should I have to pay you if you invited me?
So what you're saying is if I invite you to dinner, if I'm,
We just
super
met.
thirsty,
Yeah,
beasting to go out with you,
sure.
I definitely need to take the reins on it.
1000%.
But if you sweating me, right?
Hmm.
If you wilding on me, yo, please. All right, that's OD thirsty.
I don't know what that was. Who said please?
Yeah, I definitely don't think nobody doing that. Like, yo, please go out with me. Nah, but yeah, like basically, like if you come on to me and you're like, hey, I would really like to take you out, woo, 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 whatever. Like at that point, you feel like maybe the woman should pay for it.
At that point, I would be open to a woman paying for it just because it's like, I'm trying to show you how interested I am in you. And I'm the one who asked you to go on this date. And I want you to know that I can fend for myself as well.
Okay, nah, that definitely makes sense. But what about if a girl takes initiative and say, for example, I take you out, right? Boom, we have a whole nice date, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, have a nice dinner, and then, for example, let's say dinner. What about if you decide, you know what, I got this, or let's go half? Are you for that? Like, do you think women should basically take charge in that situation? Like, you think that's valid, or is like let the guy handle everything? Like, you shouldn't even offer it. Like, if you offer to pay, you're wrong.
No, I think that if you offer, like I had said before, it shows that, you're able
Yeah,
to kind of like have your own. Like you've got you. So if you can split it, it wouldn't be a problem.
yeah,
Although it kind of for me feels like it shows interest if you pay for everything because I feel like you're taking the time out. You want to treat me. You want to do this for me, kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah. I definitely agree. Like, I definitely think that if you're going to take initiative and invite me out, the man inviting the woman, or even the woman inviting the man, definitely be ready to drop that credit card or whatever, because that's type crazy if you kind of invite me out and you swear, you're like, yo, please, let's hang out, let me take you out, this, that, and the third. Then I get there and it's like, boom, here's your check,
You
and we
got
just looking
this?
at each other like,
Nah, you got
you seen
this.
that Diddy meme where it was like making the band and Diddy is just looking at the contestant and they just staring at each other for like a solid 10 seconds?
Yes.
Like, that would definitely be me. Like, I would dead be looking at you. Like, if you're like, yo, let me take you out, I fuck with you, this, that, and the third, like, what's up? Like, if you invite me, because at the end of the day, my thing is like, what if I'm all fucked up? Like, what if my bank account on E? Like, I mean, ramen noodles every day for lunch. Like, you don't even know it. But she hit me up. She really wants to go out. She really wants to hang out. You know what? I'm going to just go for her because she really wants to go. And then you just looking at me, wanting me to pay. Like, the fuck? Because at that point, it's like, what if that was literally a girl's agenda? Is to just be bad as shit, right? And be able to hit guys up via DM or whatever. And they know, like, yeah, if I hit this dude up, I know he going out with me. I know he going out with me. So then at that point, it's like you literally just getting free dinner every other weekend. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that sounds wrong.
That's fucked up.
Sounds kind of sad.
Yeah. So all right. So definitely, ladies and gentlemen, like if you are asking the other person out, be ready to drop that bag on the dinner, on the movie, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? We agree on that, right?
Yeah. Now, what if, let's say,
But if they offer to split it though, that's a good indication you got a real one though.
right?
Off
I agree.
the strength
Yeah.
though, like yo, don't even worry about that. Like let's go half and half. No. Like yo, trust me for real. Bow.
I mean, I'm not gonna say trust me, but I'll say something like, yeah, absolutely. Oh, you just paid for the movie. I could pay for this or whatever.
Salute that man, yo. Salute that man.
Yeah,
Oh God.
Or woman.
yeah.
Feel me? Or woman.
So
And you was gonna say what? You was gonna get into what?
I was kind of going to say the same thing as you were saying before with what if you don't got it? Like, what if you say that you want to go on this date or vice versa, and the other person tells you, that they are interested in you, but like they'd love to go on this date, but the person's in between jobs. Would you then pay for that person and still go out on the date?
Hold on. Say that one more time. So
Okay.
you say what? You say one more time. Explain that.
Okay,
I
one
feel
of
like I
us
ain't catch
is
that.
is sweating the other, right?
All right, bet.
And while we would like to go on the date, the person doesn't is in between jobs right now.
Yeah.
So I want to know.
So like if you want to go on a date with me, right?
Yes.
And I'm in between jobs or you're in between jobs?
I want to go on this date.
Yes. with
I
me,
want to
for
ask
example.
you,
Yes.
but I'm in between
You're
jobs.
in between jobs. Got it.
But I make that known to you before anything. Would you, and I guess vice versa for women to men as well.
I see what you're saying.
Like, what would your reaction to that be? Would you take that person on the date?
My reaction would be,
you ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
I would be like, how, Sway? Like, all right, don't get me wrong. Like, if this is your initial introduction to that person, and literally your introduction to me is, I really like you. I see what you're doing. I saw you at that party or I saw you at that bar at that event the other night. So I just wanted to message you. We had a great conversation. I would like to pursue this further. Why don't we go out to eat? You know what I mean? Let's go watch Bad Boys 3. It's in theaters right now. And I'm like, oh, that would be amazing. Like, let's definitely do it. Like, the vibe was right. Sure, let's do it. And then you're like, but just to let you know, I'm in between jobs right now. Like, fam, like, so I feel like you got to level yourself up then. Like, your priorities should not really be, damn, yo, this dude look good. Like, let me go mack it to this dude. Or even guys like, damn, this shorty look super good. Like, let me go holla at her. Like, let me jump on her DMs or whatever. Like, fam, your priority should be level up.
Believe that.
Like,
Who says
level
I'm
up.
not trying to get a job?
Nah, yeah, that's a fact. But nah.
So while
Nah,
I'm
nah,
waiting
nah.
to get my job and I'm pursuing all these different places and all this nonsense and whatnot, and I think you're attractive and I want to talk to you, I'm supposed to what? Not tell you anything and then have someone else snatch you up because they did have a job and they were able to pay? Like, am I not supposed to say anything to you then? What you wanted was for me to be silent, me to use my credit card, then be in debt, but be like, wow, you popping.
Definitely not. Like, I feel like the right approach would be, hey, can I get your number? Right? Okay, you get my number. We start texting and we start building a relationship through conversation rather than immediately jumping out the window and saying that you would love to go on a date with me, knowing that you can't do the date. You got what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like in conversation, usually one of the earliest topics of conversation that come up is, hey, what do you do? oh, me, like right now I'm unemployed. I'm doing such and such and such. Like I'm in the medical field. I'm studying to be a RN or whatever it is. Like that's usually an early topic of conversation is what do you do? So at that point, that's when you let the person know. And then it doesn't come as like a curveball because then I look like a dick. If you ask me out and all this nonsense, and then you're like, oh, by the way, I don't have a job. Like, cause then if I backtrack and I'm like, whoa, wait, then that makes me look like a super dick. But then on the other side, if I just decide to take the L, like you don't know where I'm at. Like I said before, like I could be eating ramen noodles for all I know. Like bills was just paid, like shit, catching me off guard. And even if you schedule it for a later date, it's kind of like, damn, like she really asked me out and put me in a position where I'm gonna have to pay even though I might not really want to. Don't get me wrong though. I feel like there's definitely situations where a person probably be so bad in the eyes of other people that they'll be like, yo, I'm what? Such and such want to, oh nah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm paying for that. That's a fact. Like for example, let's say you had a crush, a long time crush, right? And you've been beasting for that person. Damn, yo. If only, right? And they finally start talking to you, this, that, and the third, and then they hit you with that. Hey, son, you could be homeless. Like, don't even worry about it. I got you. I pay for your bills, everything. Like, I definitely think there's people like that. But
So
me personally, I don't think I'm like that.
So then it depends on how bad you want the person.
Type
is
shit.
what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, I think that's it right there. Cause like in retrospect, what I said I think was true, but like as we were elaborating now, if you were beasting for that person, like beasting, like huge crush, you definitely might just be like, yo, son, I'll pay for the next 10 dates if you want.
Okay.
I'm lying?
No.
Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So in basically like to sum this up, if you're a man or a woman and you ask that other person out, be ready to drop a bag. Don't make yourself look crazy. Cause otherwise I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is you doing?
Oh God.
Cause you bugging. All right? And yeah, if you do take somebody out and they hit you with that, yo, you pay for this, let me pay for that, you a G. You a G.
They say first impression is the lasting impression. So that would definitely hold true in that specific.
Yeah, but some people be slick though.
Because they know
slick.
about it. Because
Nah.
they know about first impression is the last impression. So they know, they're like, okay, so let me pay for things now so that later on she gonna pay for everything.
Nah, let me tell you, it's even like earlier than that. Like, let me tell you how people be slick. And then it's like you said, it's first impression. So in like you thinking two things, you like, oh, that's what's up. But then at the end of the night, when you really lay down in bed and you really think about everything, you be like, damn, what the fuck? Because I'll give you an example. Like, let's say I take you out and standard date, the bread and butter, dinner and a movie, right?
So excited.
And I ask you out, right?
Mhm. Yes.
I'm like, please, can I take you out? This, that, and the third. And oh, by the way, when she said so exciting, she was not even being sarcastic. That's literally Sadria's favorite date, FYI.
Oh, yes. That is not sarcasm. I am quite excited.
Facts. That's literally his shit. Anyway, the point I was saying was like, I'm like, Sadria, we out to the movie. Afterwards, we'll go to dinner spot, whatever, right? I don't even tell you the dinner location, right? The slick shit that some people definitely be pulling off and be getting away with is they'll be like they'll pull up to the movie. Like, first of all, we in 2020, so if you're not using Fandango, like get your movie ticket and game up. Like, there's no reason why you gotta pull up to a movie theater and wait in line. But that's besides the point. But say you pull up to the movie theater, y'all don't know what y'all want to see yet, and it's kind of like last minute off a whim. Like the slick shit is, yo, I'll pay for the movie. I'll pay for the movie. And then in reality, in that moment, you probably like, oh, snap, like that's what's up. Like, she about to look out. Boom. Movie theater. We live in New York City. This is a New York City podcast, by the way. So yeah. So New York City, I don't know where you're listening, whoever's listening. A movie ticket will be like $15, $16, depending where you go, right?
Yes.
So you spending like 30, 32.
And the convenience fee.
Facts.
Don't forget about that. If
Facts.
you're not a member,
and
it's
if you
over.
bougie, it's probably 40 for the 3D.
If anyone likes 3D anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Even though that shit is whack.
You talking about the 4D, the feel, the rain, all that?
Hey, man. Nah, not even 4D. 4D is even more expensive.
Yeah,
but
4D
the point is,
expensive.
that shit is going to be like 30 to like 40, 50, depending what you do. 3D, Real D, IMAX, 4, whatever, right?
Okay.
And in reality, you'll probably be hyped, like, yo, that's what's up. But then it's not after you get to dinner and say y'all go out to eat, I don't know, like Roof Chris or some shit like that, right? And you get that bill, you like, damn, you couldn't have went half with me now. This shit $200. But I feel like you get what I'm trying to say, right? Like they'll pay for some cheap shit, and then when you get smoked with that dinner bill, it's like, damn, man.
I mean, why did you pick Roof Chris La 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 Fla for $200?
Shit.
You ain't have to do that.
So,
you could have chosen a different location.
So where would you go on the first
what
date?
you're supposed to do.
Well, by the way, people, we didn't even say this, but we've been together for 7 years. So we like 7 years deep in the game. Like know each other for like 8+. So like when we started dating, it was high school. So like dates for her and I was like McDonald's. Applebee's was like cream of the crop. Oh, we going to Applebee's, son? Nah, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit, right? But we're adults now, right? So ain't no Applebee's on a first date. So like, where would your first date be? Because you haven't dated in a long time. I haven't dated in a long time.
I mean,
so immediately my head was like, oh, we out to a fancy steakhouse.
Well, I want to let everyone know. I think it's important in terms of the bill and where we're eating and what I'm getting that I do not drink. I do not consume alcohol.
That's a fact.
Of any sort.
She does not. She don't drink. She don't do drugs. She don't do nothing.
I mean, I would hope that people automatically think that I don't do drugs.
Yeah, she don't do nothing. And like drugs don't gotta be drugs don't gotta be like Angel does. We saying like anything is a drug. Like she don't do nothing. Like she don't smoke hookah. She don't smoke cigarettes. She don't drink. Like she is 100% sober 100% of the time. So that's what we mean by that.
So, I could
Shabbat!
I could understand how. Oh, no. I could understand how, the bill will be more expensive if you are having cocktails and drinking vodka and seltzer or whatever it is that you'll be doing.
Oh, like
Martinis.
if you're ordering drinks.
Yeah,
like
if you're having drinks with your appetizers before having your main course.
Yeah.
If we're getting
fuck all
that deep.
Though. Like, where would you go? Like, what's your first date? Let's say you meeting Bryan for the first time and like you ask me out, like we said. So you already know you asking me out. In your head, all right, I'm ready to pay for this date. Like, I'm really interested in this person. I want to see what they're about. Let's go have a nice time. Where are you taking someone on a first date today?
Right now.
Haven't been out the game for like 7+ years.
I want to go to Cantina Rooftop.
Okay, nice little vibe.
I feel like for some reason, Mexican food is not always that expensive. And since we've been on a
Mm.
date there before, I mean, let's say we never been there together, but
Clap that up.
but
I see where you going.
so it all depends on the ambiance,
Got it.
the people that are there, how it looks, what the menu looks like. I already know what the menu looks like, but let's say I didn't know
Preparation
what.
is key, people.
Right. Let's say I didn't know. I'm super organized type of person,
hmm
a little anal. So I would definitely look at the menu, the place, everything that I needed to know, I would already know for this date. So I know that it's not that expensive. I know
Yeah.
that there's a happy hour between 6 and 8.
Mm.
I know that it's, blah blah Wednesday and the tacos are this much, la la la.
So that was perfect. Basically, let's give the people some game real quick. So living in New York City, we have the luxury of having so many places to eat is honestly nuts, right? There's literally a different restaurant for every day of a month, right? The
Absolutely.
variety is unlimited. So essentially, what you want to do is rather than go to a chain like an Applebee's, like a Red Lobster, etc., you find like a very like special location that might have one, two, three locations, right? Nothing crazy, and make sure that the vibe is right. So like I know what the Cantina rooftop looks like. So that's a brilliant play right there. Cause you're essentially going to a rooftop. So automatically it looks super, super fancy, real dope, real nice. And it's Mexican food. You're eating tacos. Everybody loves Mexican food,
For the most part.
right? So it's not gonna be super, super expensive. And it's gonna be a success. Especially like summertime or something like that. Super nice out. Sun is out. Y'all drinking margaritas. That's a fire flame spot. So yeah, I definitely agree. That's a-okay spot. And then for the people, definitely research where you're gonna take somebody. Make sure that the spot looks nice. It doesn't have to be super expensive as long as it looks really, really nice.
Atmosphere is important, people.
Absolutely. But getting back to it, I still do think that people be slick with that shit though.
I would have to agree. I mean, after hearing you say it, it sounds like that could
You
come to
never done
someone's
that,
mind.
like you and me?
I honestly don't think so.
Nah.
I mean, if you've been knocking it out the park, oh god,
That's what's up.
if you've been knocking it out the park, and I want to do something, it's either going to be, whatever it is, or hey, I just want you to know I really appreciated you doing all of this for me. But I don't have it right now, or
Yeah.
I'm saving for this or that. Like I usually just tell you.
Yeah. I fuck with that. Shout out to you. But yeah, I feel like you definitely gave people game right there. Like, if you taking somebody out on a date, research the spot, make sure you check Google Photos, check what the vibe is like, make sure it looks nice before you go. Research the menu. You know what I'm saying? Don't head crack yourself if you know you can't afford it.
And don't ever
That's a
take
gem
someone.
right there. Feel me? So take that. That's a gem upon your head top.
Don't ever take someone somewhere that there's a dress code and forget to tell them.
Mm. Talk that.
I did.
Tell them.
I just did.
That's a fact.
We've only dropped one gem. That's it. Like, there's no need for that.
Nah, but actually, I feel like that could bring up red flags in itself, don't you think? Attire.
I mean, for first date, we shouldn't have to talk about attire on the first date.
Exactly.
If there's an attire on the first date, I'm scared.
Nah, but yeah, so that I say that to go along with your point where you were like, make sure they're dressed for wherever the date is. But I think on a first date, like, if you're not dressed to go to this restaurant, something is wrong. Because I feel like when you think of the range, right? There's dress down. You could dress down. Then you can dress casual. Then you can dress like business casual, all business. Like the further up the spectrum you go, you can get into any place, period. But the lower on the spectrum you are, you can't get into select places. So for example, you can go to a fancy restaurant dressed up, suited up, or even maybe like business casual. You can get in there, but you can't get in there dressed down with sneakers on. However, in a place that you can get in with sneakers on, you can absolutely get in there suited up.
Okay, so what I meant by that was more like, since I don't know where we're going, what what's what's the vibe? Like, let's
Yeah.
say, like, I don't know. So I would need you to kind of tell me how I'm supposed to dress. I don't know where we're going. So
Yeah.
if it's ritzy, if it's not, you need to tell me kind of a you know, in what realm I should be.
Yeah.
Am I wearing a dress? Am I wearing jeans? Is it a nice top event? No sneakers. If they're sneakers, well, I don't really know.
But I think business casual is definitely the safe play. Period.
So you think I should wear a business casual outfit
Oh,
on
I'm
my
sorry,
first date?
not business casual. My fault. Like dressed up,
But how dressed up am I? Like,
not business. You know what it is?
I can't.
You know what it is? I feel like for men it's different than women. Cause women, you guys have dresses, you guys have skirts, you guys have like dress pants. A man really has like three different kind of bags. You could get into your jean bag, you could get into your chino pant bag, and then you get into your slacks. That's really it. So what I was talking about was from the male perspective. Like just go with like some jeans with shoes or some chino pants with shoes. Like you probably don't gotta throw on the slacks, but like you'll dress up, just not down, not hoodie, not sneakers. But again, a female wardrobe, there's so much variety in it that it's hard to really say.
Right, because we have so many options. It's kind of like,
Exactly.
what am I supposed to be wearing? Not to mention I'm already nervous about the first date. So I'm probably throwing all of my shirts and my dresses on the bed and flipping out because I
Yeah.
quote unquote have nothing to wear.
Yeah.
So it would just be easier if you narrowed it down for me, kind of like, this is the realm you should maybe be in.
Yeah. All right. So let's take that first date example. You hit me up, you beasting. All right. Not beasting, but
I feel like you really, like, guys, I just want you
Word.
to know that I'm not desperate. The word please and begging, the word please and begging, he just keeps saying them. And
OD, I just want you to want me.
okay.
You feel me?
Sure.
That's all it is. I just want you
Absolutely.
to beast for me.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, so let's get back to that same scenario where you said that on a first date, you would take somebody to Cantina Rooftop.
Yes.
So what would you wear?
What are you wearing?
Come on, man. This for all the women out there. Like, what would you do?
Okay. Well, the first question is it a brunch time or is it nighttime? Because during the day and during the evening are two different types of people.
You tell me. These are your first date plans. Like we said, we 7 years out the game. We haven't been on a first date. Shit. Our first date was probably literally McDonald's.
Our official first date was Olive Garden.
That's a fact.
Did you forget?
Of course not.
Interesting.
So what would you do today?
Well, I'm probably doing in dinner because it's more intimate as opposed to brunch. There's like so much music and stuff. It might be hard for us to have in-depth conversation, and I'm AKA trying to get to know you, see if I really vibe with you. So
Yeah.
I'm doing dinner. And if I'm doing dinner, I'm most likely, for everyone to know, I dislike heels with all my might. I don't really wear them unless it's a really important function. So I think that's important for everyone to know.
Okay.
I'm most likely going to wear some type of dress. I'm just gonna go with a slinky silk dress with a little opening on the side, show a little leg, show my calf.
What?
And maybe like it depends how cold it is outside. Yeah, I'm pretending that it is spring/summer.
All right. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. You definitely lost me while explaining the outfit. But again, that's because
Wow, I hope that for the women that you didn't get lost, because if you did, then that was a terrible explanation of what I'm wearing.
like I feel like I should have gotten lost. If anything, like shit. I don't know what you was talking about. All I heard was slinky, and I'm like, what?
You know, like a satin cowl slip dress. Oh, that's what it is, a slip dress. Guys, it's a slip dress.
All right. So what would you say that is? Because I was like, oh, business casual. And you're like, yeah, but what would you categorize that at?
Well, it depends what shoes I'm wearing with it.
All right,
What
I'm
am I
done.
wearing
I'm
over
done.
it?
That's it.
You know, if I'm wearing, you can wear sneakers with
I'm
the
done.
slip dress. Am I wearing, like sandals with the slip dress? Am I wearing a
I
blazer
didn't
to
know
make it
women had
fashionable?
this many bags.
It's
Feel
not
me?
that many.
That's a lot. That sounds like a lot.
Well, this can make or break the outfit.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
I don't know why you keep doing that.
Hey, all right. So the point is definitely if you ask somebody out, be prepared to pay. If they offer to go half, give that person a round of applause. But you gotta watch out for that slick shit.
Yes.
Watch out for that slick shit, because that $30 movie is not going to mount up to this $250 dinner. I'm wild, right? Dinner probably not going to be that expensive. I mean, I don't know. I don't know
where you're going
Whoever's
and who
listening
you're
to this
taking
shit,
out.
exactly. Like whoever's listening to this shit right now, I mean, there's people in different walks of life right now. We all trying to get to the same destination, but for some people, that $250 date is a regular occurrence for them. So shout out to you. But what would you say? What would you say is like the best cheap date that does not include Netflix? What is the best cheap date in a situation like we spoke about where, damn, you don't really got it like that. You really want to ask this person out, but you're in between jobs, like you mentioned. What is a perfect cheap date that you can do? Maybe not even with someone that you're getting to know.
Give me a budget. What is my budget? $20? Is my budget $20?
$20. Yeah.
Okay, my budget is $20. You and I.
That sounds like a good budget, right?
Okay.
That's
yeah,
valid.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
All right,
$20 is my budget. I am going to be going on a date in Central Park, which is free to roam around. We're going to walk around. You're going to see beautiful trees. You're going to see really nice flowers, a walk to get to know each other. And at some point, we're going to get out of Central Park to get coffee, come back to the park, sit, keep talking. That's my date.
Yeah.
My $20 has been put towards the coffee that I paid for you and me. You better be a coffee drinker, because if not, I don't know how far this is going to work. I don't know how far we've gotten, but
Okay.
Coffee's a necessity. And we're going to be walking around the park, talking, looking at beautiful nature, getting to know each other, feeling the vibe. And if you can't be on board with that, that already tells me the type of person you are, and I'm not on that type of time. I'll see you next year. Nice to meet you.
This is so
Next.
funny, and it's funny to me because your response is very similar to what my response was, because I got put on game by somebody, my boy. So basically, like, the reason I asked this question was because someone on social media asked me, and like they wanted us to discuss that. So the first thing when I read it, like, the cheapest date that you can take somebody on that doesn't involve Netflix or chilling in the crib, no shit like that. First person that I thought about was my guy, Stevie Smooth. He has the number one cheap date in the game. And And it was basically the same thing you said. Walk around the park, get some frozen yogurt, have some deep conversation, and then call it a day.
You know what? As we were just talking about this, I thought of a second thing. And I bet you don't know what it is. And when you hear it, you're not going to want to do it, which might mean that other men won't want to do it. But some people really, really like a museum for free. The
Oh,
Met.
you one of those.
Wow.
Believe that.
You one of those. Like, elaborate. Like, go ahead.
There is no elaborating. Sometimes you don't have to pay to go into the museum. So
Yeah.
here is our date. We're going to go in the museum, look at some fun stuff, talk about things we have in common, get to know each other. And at the end of the date, I'll figure out if I want to go on a second date with you or not based on what you found interesting at the museum, what we talked about at the museum,
Yeah.
and your vibe and mood. If I
Yeah.
come into the museum and you're like,
Yeah, I definitely think that will inspire like good conversation, deep conversation about whatever. Cause sometimes when you go out with somebody, like now is not, we at the age that if you want to start dating somebody now, it's not necessarily about looks no more. Yeah, you look bad as shit, but if your brain is trash, how do you expect to build a life with this person? So I feel like a museum, depending on where you go and you get to see people's perspectives and outlooks on things, like that'll definitely help engaging where this person is at mentally and if you can fuck with them or not. So I definitely think that is a also good date idea. So definitely somewhere scenic. Take somebody somewhere scenic, you know, get something dope like some frozen yogurt. It's not super expensive. You know, it's cheap, gets the job done. And just talk. Like just talk. I feel like definitely getting to know somebody, talking is very, very important. Even me and you, like when me and you were getting to know each other, like all we did was talk. Like we talked a lot. Like we really became cool. Best friends, basically. Like we got
yes,
real cool.
that's right.
So I feel like definitely keep that in mind. And a museum will also help inspire that. Because instead of walking around talking freely about anything, if you go to a specific museum, you can have conversations pertaining to whatever it is that you're going to view. So if you really, care about history or art or whatever, like you could see somebody's POV on certain things.
And if you can't spend not a dime and there is a lake or a river nearby, it doesn't cost a thing to throw some rocks in it and see how far it'll go.
See that? Cute shit. Yo, you dropping gems on these boys, yo.
Aw.
Good shit, yo. That's as a fact. Take it back to the childhood. Skip some rocks. Throw a penny in a well. Wish
Yep.
something basic. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Just to once again reiterate, watch out for them slick people, man.
So
Don't let them get you. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, don't let them get you.
believe that.
All right, so this has been the For Infinity podcast, episode 1. Trying something different, something new. So if you even bothered to listen this far, shout out to you. Really, really appreciate you. Definitely continue to tune in. We're going to continue to get better at this thing. It's something new for me. It's something new for you, Sadria, right?
Absolutely.
So appreciate everybody showing support. Like I said at the top of this thing, though, hit us up at For Infinity Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Send us any questions you want answered, anything you're curious about, any topics.
Yes, please send us questions. We would love to hear, what is on your mind. If there's any relationship questions that you have, maybe you're going through something right now and you need advice. We're here. We're listening.
Definitely.
Like Demi Lovato said in the Grammys, is anyone listening? We're all listening. I'm listening. I'm listening to you. Let
I'm
me
listening.
help you.
Facts. So, we've been in this thing for a little minute. been together 7 years. We basically have a year engaged. So we're gonna be
Almost, not yet.
yeah,
March.
not yet. 2 months. We're gonna be getting married real soon. So shout out to that. And I feel like me and you have a lot of experience with giving advice, relationship advice specifically. You know, my friends come to me and you, your friends come to me and you. So that's kind of where the idea started. Why don't we help out everyone? Like, why don't we help out the people? Why don't we talk about what we think about certain things, give our two distinct point of views, you know, see who can benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where this started from. And we're just gonna keep rocking and see where it goes. Round of applause for me and you. All right. So once again, appreciate everybody for tuning in. This has been Bryan
And Sadria.
So we'll see you guys next week. Peace. 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 Peace.